When you get off the plane, you're wowed by the beauty of the Philippines, the beauty of the women, the friendliness of the people. It'll wow you. But sometimes you got to come.
Hello, Stuart and Rose. So it's been several months since we sat down with you, and what are the major changes since then?
Well, I finally moved here. I finally retired from United States from jobs, actually two jobs, the Marine Corps and from AT&T. So I no longer have to go back, get a pension, which is, they ask a lot of that here. Do you have a pension in order for me to get my residency? So I have my pension. And actually today I was supposed to go and open a bank account. That's one of the hardest things is to transfer money from the US to Filipino peso. So that's where I'm at this stage. And we did buy a house. So we live in Balinban, and I purchased a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house for us to start our journey and start our family. And we've had our ups and downs. You know, I've learned a lot, but yeah, well, finally moved here. That's the major difference. So I'm not quite Filipino yet.
Since you've mentioned you've moved here, what was like the hardest challenges or one of the hardest challenges and in terms of culture?
The hardest challenges in culture. Well, the hardest challenges is my family. My family already, they miss me. Take me to the airport, sent me off, cried, you know, please don't forget us, come home. But I'm starting a family here. And as far as the Filipino culture, the main reason I moved is because they're not fake. That's one thing that keeps me here, and then just learning the culture. Lots of differences. I'm starting to learn the language. I'm picking up on words here and there, not full sentences. I watch Family Feud, Filipino Family Feud, so I can pick up on words every day and try to study them. And sometimes they talk fast. They get to talking fast, and I can pick up. I can start to pick up. So I'm like, I know what you're saying. So that's where I'm at now. I'm still learning, learning the courtesies. My voice is a little heavy. I had to kind of keep, people are real just polite. I haven't had any trouble. Filipinos are very friendly. They've been very kind to me, and I enjoy it. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy the peace, the tranquility, and the quietness.
Why Philippines? Like, do you agree with this, or is it like your choice to live here?
The two of the main reasons I chose the Philippines, like I researched it, was the Filipino women are traditional, not false, and they come to you from the heart and straight. And then also the cost of living. The cost of living here, I can live more comfortably here than I can in the States. I was making good money. I retired from 18 to Marine Corps, so my money financially was good, but it's like you're living almost check to check, paying to keep the house. I had a $400-something thousand home, and I had a Corvette, and it was just, I could maintain it, but it was just like, oh my God, every time I had to write the check, I was like, goodness. But here, you can live simpler and simple pleasures. The older you get, you don't look for the clubs, you just want peace of mind. You just want every day to wake up and find some comfortability. I don't need a lot. I just need family and friends. That's all I really need. And to be loved.
What are some of the major differences you've experienced between living in the US and living in the Philippines?
In the US, it's a rat race. I lived in Austin. Austin is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. You got Tesla there, you got Amazon. If I order from Amazon, speaking about Amazon, I get it in the same day, sometimes within a couple of hours. And Tesla, everything's technology driven there. So Austin is growing by leaps and bounds. The cost of living is skyrocketing. And sometimes I don't even want to get in my car when I was back in the States and get out and drive anywhere, because it was just like, I didn't want to deal with the traffic. Here we go to Balinban, 7 minutes to go from her house. I actually timed it, about 7 minutes to go to her house, to the mall, get groceries and buy odds and ends for the house and do house things like that. But the simplicity, I guess that's the difference. In America, it's complicated. Here, it's simple. I just have to learn the ways, but it's simple. And that's what I like. I like simplicity.
All right. So what made you decide to move in the Philippines rather than taking Rose back to the US?
Rose in the US, taking her back to the US, it would be like I said, a nightmare in a way. It's so huge, it's so big. Uh, I don't know. We're working on getting her visa so we can go back and forth. Because again, remember I told you when I first landed here, my family was just like, don't forget us, come back. So it's like I have to balance, make a balance between here and there. As long as I, go back for like maybe my grandchildren's graduation or maybe a Christmas here or there, where she can go back there. She wants to see snow. So I need to take her snow skiing. I'm sure she smiled. She's like, I want to see snow. I'm like, yeah, you'll want to see it for a little while, but after a while, you won't want it. It is too cold. But yeah, she wants to go back to experience some of the American life and some of the American food. I think the reason, you were talking about why Rose back in the Philippines, she's comfortable here. This is her home. She's comfortable. I'm comfortable anywhere. I think just as long as you communicate. Communication is the key. As long as you communicate back home and you communicate here, that's it.
Is there anything you already miss from the US that we don't have here in the Philippines?
Food. I miss, we eat rice is life. I know that. So it's rice every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, rice with everything. So, I mean, I've had, I miss sometimes an American hamburger with fries and a vanilla shake. Or a pizza, but I know you have Pizza Huts in the mall here. You have McDonald's here, but you have to come to Cebu. In Balan, they have Jollibee. I think Jollibee is the only thing they have there. So we eat a lot of chicken and spaghetti. And but we have an oven, and I said, I've been making food. I made enchiladas. Filipinos, that's one thing I'll say. Filipinos and Hispanics are similar in so many ways when it comes to food. With chicken, I made chicken enchiladas one night, and they enjoyed it. I put too much cheese on it, put too much mozzarella cheese. I've made turkey burgers. I've even made American food here, and they go, I go, I like that. Was it Lamy? I say Lamy. I'm like, good, we're good. So I've cooked a lot of, I think that's one of the biggest things I miss is American food. And when I go to Landers or S&R here, I try to buy as much American food as I can. I try to gradually put it into the Filipino diet and then learn the Filipino seasonings. I know you use a lot of strap. They use a lot of, strap and just different seasonings. And I noticed your ketchup is sweet. It's very sweet. Our ketchup is not as sweet. A lot of your foods have a sweet base to it. You don't use mustard, you don't use mayonnaise. So in the kitchen, I'm trying to get my own little American section of spices. And then you have all your Filipino spices here. And every now and then I try to grab some American and they slap my hand and they throw a Filipino spice in. I say, no, it's gonna change the flavor. Leave it. I'm trying to make American so you can experience. But I think that's the biggest thing I miss from America is the food, the cuisine.
Since you're already here in the Philippines, so have you tried any Filipino dish?
They keep trying to get me to do that balut. I've tried everything. I've done everything squid, and they go, you haven't done balut yet? They look at me and go, you haven't done balut? And I said, no. I'm a Marine, and I've tried everything across the world but balut. And they have to, it's so good. So I'm gonna try it, and I'll make sure I'll video it.
What's it like being with Rose all the time, rather than just a few weeks at a time?
Now, the longer you're with somebody, you're gonna have your differences. We're gonna have our arguments. We're gonna have, there's gonna be good days and there's gonna be bad days. I know relationship is perfect. It's, but we work through them for the most part. Hey, okay, we have our, I'm angry at you, or I'm angry at you, but you know what? I love you too. Being with her all day, I love her. Yeah, I love this woman.
I'd like to follow up if you guys already have planned for your wedding or like any.
The wedding, can't have the same wedding the same year as her sister, from what I understand in the Filipino culture. So we have to wait. She's laughing. We have to wait until the new year to have the wedding. So right now we're focused on getting the house done, getting my paperwork so I don't have to go back, because I think I'm only here 30 days now to the 18th. I have to extend that. But today I was supposed to go and do the bank account, and then they're going to schedule appointments to get my medical and all that done, because I can only stay every 60 days or 90 days, and then I have to go back and then come back. So I'm trying to get it where I'm here permanently. So that's what we're working on now.
Okay, for our new viewers, can you tell them your short story as to when and how you both meet?
I met her through AFA. Got engaged February 2nd of 2023 in a beach in Bye-Bye. I know if I get that right all the time. We went to a social back then in 2023. I can't remember if it was January. Yes, it was January because it was my birthday. And it was the second night that we decided, okay, we're going to try to work this out and be a couple. And I engaged to her February 2nd. That's when it was, February 2nd in the afternoon. So it's been a year and 7 months, 8 months now that we've been together. About a year and 8 months, going on 2. And I retired February.
So how was it like the first time you meet her?
The first time I met her, it was a smile. She smiled a lot. And everything we did everything. It was, it was easy. I don't know. Sometimes when you connect with somebody, it's just easy when you connect. You can just talk to them. You can go on several dates. I went on several dates. And, some girls, and then some girls are like, real quiet. And Rose was like, hey. I was like, I like Rose. That was cool. And I think for minority men such as myself, for Black men, Filipino women are a little bit more accepting. They're not race oriented and they're not really age oriented. Now, Rose does say, the age difference, you want to kind of keep your age close. And again, health is a big issue. You don't want to come here if you have a lot of health problems. It's probably not going to work too well. But if you have good health and you carry yourself well, and you should be fine.
So this is for the last question. What would you say to the guys out there that are not only thinking about trying a tour, but actually making their life in the Philippines with their wife?
The number one thing is, you can hear this on every video, is you got to come here. You can talk all day, you can video all day long, but just like I said, when you get on sites, people are fake. And a lot of times you need to actually come here in person for yourself. And you'll see testimony guys, sometimes you'll get wowed. You'll be wowed when you get off the plane. You're wowed by the beauty of the Philippines, the beauty of the women, the friendliness of the people. It'll wow you. But sometimes you got to come a little bit more often and stay a while. Because when you stay a while, that's when you really learn. That's where you get to the meat of the situation here. You get the meat of what it really is. And like I said, I'm learning. Every day is a learning curve for me. But as long as I have Rose, whether we have our little spats or arguments or not, as long as we work through them, we'll be fine. That's what couples do. That's how you make it. You just have to kind of try to stick to it. And there's times I've wanted to give up. There's times I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. But as long as, you have love, as long as, I think you just got to keep doing it. You just got to keep going. You're going to have your roadblocks. And that's why, I'm going to be more informative and be more realistic as much as I can about the situation here. Sometimes it is very hard. But again, it's the people here that the truthfulness that comes out of them, and they're not fake. It's not fake, it's real. So that's what I look for.
Yeah, so this is just a follow-up for that question. So what can they expect when they come here, or like?
What can you expect?
For the guys.
For the guys, beautiful women, beautiful beaches, good food. You'll miss American food, but good food. The cost of living is low. Your money will go a long way here. You need to come. That's why I say come here, get here, and experience for yourself. You can ask me questions all day long, but you need to come here. Get off the internet, get off the pokey, get off the video, get off all that stuff, and come here and see for yourself. And it's real.
Travel to exciting places and meet hundreds of stunning single women. Check out our website at
anewwife.com.